You might remember that a guy came on your television in Sharon and said, guess what? They're setting up this police state, and slowly but surely, they're eroding and taking away your constitutional rights. And if you sit on your couch and do nothing, okay, I'm sure they'll be happy to give you drugs and keep your TV on. So maybe that's what you viewers in Sharon need, is to sit on your couch and get your drugs. Okay? Because I could be a pharmacist and I can legally dispense you drugs. Drugs that rot your brain, drugs that rot your liver, drugs that have side effects. Oh, and by the way, one of the side effects may be death. Okay? Take your Ritalin, your Prozac, your serotonin uptake inhibitors, you know? Oh, one of the side effects, if you're depressed, by the way, we give these to people depressed, may be suicide, or, you know, remember Columbine and all this? But think of these clowns, these criminals, who are doing what? They're slowly saying to you, well, we're going to have to control firearms even more. We're going to have to control guns. And all it means is, it means watch history, okay? Learn history. Take the time. And as you know, even it's like unpopular speech. You may not like what I'm saying now. It may bother you, and I hope it does to some extent, to the extent where you get up and do something. You call your friends, you call your family, you call your neighbors and go, you know what? Guy was on my TV. He told me about the Second Amendment. He said that throughout history, when people tried to control groups or people's ability to defend themselves and their property and their families, that shortly after that, okay, these gun registration programs were gun confiscation programs. And I'm here telling you that's what they did in Katrina, on the soil of the United States of America. I'm telling you that's what they've been doing in Illinois. And you, once again, back on your couch, keep on, as I guess Aldous Huxley would say, enjoy the soma, you know, as we put on your screen viewer. You have to be made aware, and you're going to have to do something. You can't sit anymore. This is called, I smell tyranny. There's a taste. I taste tyranny. I feel tyranny. I'm trying to wake you up. Your senses may be dulled to such an extent that you're not sensing and feeling and tasting it. But understand, when we do what Hitler did, when we do what Stalin did, when we do what Idi Amin did, when we do what Pol Pot did, okay, something's wrong. Okay? I have to come on the show when I say okay, may not be okay. Something's wrong. You have to start waking up. Okay? When people like Barney Frank, our representative, the loser, okay, turns around and sells your country out, and then what? Runs unopposed. That's right, the election's coming. Think anybody's going against Barney? Barney, the guy who what? Gave your country to a bunch of bankers? Okay, bailed out bankers? You know, stole from the poor and gave to the rich? Stole from the poor and gave to the rich is running unopposed. We have what? We've lost it. When I say lost it, we got to snap out of it. It's like we're in a dream daze haze state. So, Second Amendment, what do you need to know? You need to know that, gee, the founders, they weren't a bunch of dumb guys, were they? Or gals, for that matter. They had to fight for their freedoms and fight for their rights. They were nice enough to at least put it down and create a form of government. And once again, for you viewers out there, what form of government do we have? Please watch this show. Get your friends to watch this show. And while you're watching it together, recite the Pledge of Allegiance. And maybe somewhere in there, you'll find out what type of government we're supposed to have. It's funny because I've even seen some of my elected representatives who told me, well, we've got a representative democracy. And I had to correct the gentleman. When I say correct him, here's someone, a member of the bar, an attorney who should know that, you know, I mean, what is the rule of law, okay, should know the government that we have. And you, it's going to be you, or in this case, your children. And you can either do it now, or you can do it later. Now, I got to ask you, is it going to be easier later, after they have your guns? Is it going to be easier later, after they put heavy metals and poisons in your food and your vaccines? I mean, you think I'm wrong? Look some of this stuff up. You know, question me, question where I'm coming. Hey, you know, they're putting thimerosal in my vaccines. I'm a little bit off the Second Amendment, but geez, I wonder why they're putting a mercury product in my vaccine. Gee, I can't eat tuna and fish right if I'm pregnant because a little bit of mercury is bad for me. Yet they can jack it and stick it into young babies. You have to decide. Do you want toxins in your water? You have to understand. Is that what you want? Is that what you want for your children? Are you so busy you can't defend the Constitution? Are you so busy you can't do things that benefit future generations? Are you so into yourself that you can take no time to make this place better for your children, or for that matter, for your neighbor's children? I have to ask, do you need to practice again? Maybe you need to go back to your mirror. After the show, once again, I've been telling you, go relieve yourself in the bathroom. Maybe someplace with a mirror. Maybe there's a hall closet. Maybe you've got a mirror on the table. I want you to look into a mirror. And I want you to practice your excuses so that when future generations, like your children and your grandchildren, ask you, Grandpa, Grandma, Nana, Bia, what did you do when tyranny was approaching? What did you do when our rights were being taken away? What did you do when criminals got into power and put their friends in power? What did you do when they took their rights away from this minority group or that minority group? What did you do when they lied to the people into wars? What did you do when they lied to you about 9/11? What did you do, Grandpa? What did you do, Grandma? What did you do, Mom? What did you do, Dad? Practice that excuse. Get a good look in the mirror. Get a good look at the eyes of the person in the mirror, because you're the person who's going to make the change. Does it take someone coming on your television to go, hey, you're being lied to constantly? You know this already. You've been lied to, constantly, and you figured it out. So what kind of excuses are you going to have? And please, by the way, write them down, send them to me. I'd like to read them on air. So maybe we can all practice them. We can say them in unison. And maybe all at the same time at, let's say, 5 o'clock on a certain day, I was too busy, I was too I was too drugged up on all the pharmaceutical big pharma drugs that they're giving me, I was too busy watching the game, because the game's important, whether it's big men with little sticks and little balls or whatever, I want you to practice those excuses. And if you're done with the excuses, then I want you to see me. Find the show, come on. Help retain, help save this republic. Constitution's a thing, you kind of use it or you lose it. And if we allow people's rights to be taken away, they won't be long before it's your rights. It's like torture. If we allow people to be tortured, it won't be long until it's people until it's, your loved ones. If torturing one person's okay, torturing two's better. And not just that, if we train people to do it, gosh, they might even get good at it. They might even enjoy it. There's that sadistic group of people. Some people may even say there's those people that get off on evil. We already know of the Jeffrey Dahmers, right? We already know, once again, of the Hitler, the Stalins, and all this. But when you see the same thing happening in history and you do nothing, then the thing you should at least do is practice those excuses, get real good at them. I'm looking forward to hearing your excuses. I'm over here trying to wake you up. Thanks for watching The Real Story. This one's for you. This is the Second Amendment show. And what's important about it? The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Tell that to some of your concentration camp survivors. Okay? Tell that to any Armenian you meet. They almost wiped them out totally. Okay? Tell that to the Cambodians. Tell that to the people in Russia. Tell that to the people in China. Sing it out around the world. Okay? You have a Second Amendment. You should exercise your Second Amendment. You should defend your Second Amendment. We'll come back with more amendments after this. Once again, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for watching The Real Story. Wake up, people, okay? Start sniffing, start tasting, start feeling, and if it's not right, and something's not right, they've been lying to you enough, okay? You've got lied into wars that are now occupations, not wars, And now opium's growing, we were growing poppies over in Afghanistan, had to be there to put that gas pipeline in, didn't we? And if you don't believe me, go find out about Pat Tillman. Remember he was your hero? You've been lied to a lot. It's time you wake up.